everyone. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the Embrace It Community Podcast.
This is...
I'm your host, Bracy Goodwin.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the Embrace It Community Podcast. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for stopping by, and I want to wish you all a very happy Sunday. And I want to say once again, thank you all for joining. Listen, I am working on moving over to YouTube pretty much full time. It's a little bit better for me. So if you are following the Embrace It Community Podcast, right, why don't you tell a friend, tell a neighbor, please do me a favor. Tell them to join us on the YouTube channel. It's Embrace It Community Podcast YouTube, right? And that's where you can find me there. So I just want to share that and share it. I need you all to share it. I need you all to share the Embrace It Community Podcast for me. Please do me a favor, share it. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. And it's always going to be good. I'm going to try to do something new every week. So I want you all to join in as much as you possibly can. All right. So listen, I want to get ahead and get my show started for today. I don't think I'm going to go over my time because what I'm going to do in this show tonight is open up to the community because it's about the community. It's Embrace the Community Podcast. So I'm going to ask you to chime in because the stuff that we're going to be talking about, you know, what's going on in the community, what's going on, the squeeze is real. It's really real, the economy, the gas, and you. So I want to invite you all to come on in and let's talk about this today and just really get started. But before I do, I always like to make mentions on some things that, you know, I always like to talk about, which is the suicide prevention, which I am an advocate for, and I always talk about it. And there's a reason why I do it. So if you don't know by now, 988 is that suicide prevention hotline, 988, 24 hours a day. It's available 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year, English and Spanish, and it is free to you. And there are also professional counselors that I can recommend you to because I am not a professional counselor, even though I studied it. So I know when to turn things over to somebody that can really, really dig deeper than I can. All right. So remember that. And I'll have that on the banner that's going to play throughout the whole thing. But I wanted to let you know about that. OK, thank you so much for that. Then also supporting the Embrace It Community Podcast. It means a lot to me because I am getting the support. I want you to know, and I want to thank all of those. I try to thank all of those that when I do see the support, I try to just shoot out the thank you to them when I do see it. So thank you all for following and supporting the Embrace It Community Podcast. And how do you do it? The only way right now is the Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/embrace it. All right, so that's how I'm right now taking the support. Of course, there are other ways you can do it. There's the Cash App and all that stuff, but I don't like to do that. So I just like to say, Embrace the Community Podcast, buymeacoffee.com, because it goes directly to that website, and then I download it into the account where it has to go to pay for this. So you see that QR code up there? I think I'm pointing in the right direction. Yeah, I think it's up there, the QR code in the upper corner there. So that's how you can support the Embrace the Community Podcast. But please do me a favor. Do me a favor and support. Help me out. If you can't support it, why don't you just share this for me? Share my page, okay? Share this page on YouTube. I want you to start following on YouTube as well. And I'm hoping tonight that we'll get a whole bunch of folks in to listen in and stay in and chime in and talk back to me on the community, because tonight's episode is about the people in the community. It's about us. It's about you. It's the economy. Like I said, the gas costs, everything that's going on. So I want to talk about that tonight. But, so before we get started in that, I just want to share that. Let me see what else I want to make sure that you are aware of. I hope you are doing well anyway. My email address, if you didn't know what the email address is, the Embrace It Community Podcast @gmail.com. Let me know if you want a particular topic, come on, and we can do about that too. I got some good, exciting hosts that want to get on the show, and they was asking me today at my church. They said, "Hey man, I want to get on your podcast." I said, "I'm gonna bring you on." He said, the brother said to me, he said, but I tend to cuss a little bit. I said, I don't have a problem with that. just be nice, man. But people, I'm meeting them where they are. That's what this walk is all about. I'm going to meet you where you are. So embrace it, communitypodcast@gmail.com. That's my Gmail address. Let's see. So I got all of that out the way. But thank you all once again for doing what you do. I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight because what I did this past week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, I don't know about you, I needed a break. I needed a mental break. I needed time to actually sit back and reflect on my life and take some time for me, because we're so good to be in the habit of get up, go to work, come home, go to bed, get up, go to work, come home, go to bed. We do that so much, but how often do we take time out for ourselves and take vacation time? Or I got over 200 hours of sick time on the books. 200 hours of sick time. That don't make no sense, but it does. I mean, it could, God forbid, if something happened, but I'm not going to leave that much sick time on the books in case of I have to leave the city where I'm working at now. So I'm going to utilize some of my sick time. It's not like it was back in the day before where you had to bring in a doctor's note. It's not like that anymore. So I took some time off this week. I'm still off. I'm not going back until Wednesday to work, but it feels good. And here's the thing that feels good. It feels good to wake up and not have to check your phone, not have to answer emails or anything like that. This feels good. And when it feels good like this, it's over needed. You need this, so it felt good for me to be able to do this. And like I said, reflection time, me time, did some walking time. This week, I'm going to get my bike out the garage, dust it off, and I'm going to ride a little bit on Monday and Tuesday, go back to White Rock Lake and do some riding over there where it is so relaxing, for me. So I'm going to go do that. So what are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to rejuvenate yourself in this time of crisis that we're having and the things that's going on in the world? I don't know. A lot of people may not have time to take. You may not be able to take time. You may not be able to utilize your sick time. I know when I was back in Ohio with the Transit Authority, man, I wish I had 200 hours of sick time. Yep, I would make sure that it's all used up before the year is out, but some people do, some people don't. So I'm doing that this week. I'm taking time for me. I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying myself, and I'm enjoying my family, my children. I'm doing that. I want to play something for you, something that I did. I wrote a song back in 2016, and it's funny, when it came to me, I was a bus driver at the time, and I played it maybe just a little bit. You might hear a little bit of the excerpts of it on. I don't never play the whole song, and someone asked me to play the whole song, so I'm gonna play the whole song for you here shortly, and I want you to listen to it. And I took some pictures of what I was doing at the time when I wrote the song, and it just flips through a whole bunch of pictures and stuff like that. But I want to share that with you, and just let you know, reflecting back on that, let me know one thing, that God loves me and my life is meaningful to people and to things and places, because I wrote it for a church when I was playing for this church in Ohio, and I wrote the song for them. And so, I don't know if they still use it or not, but the music to it, I still use it. The lyrics, they don't have it. And they named it, we called it Come On In, to the church and stuff like this. So I'm inviting you all tonight to come on in and tune in tonight. And let's talk about you, the people in my community, in the Embrace It Community Podcast community. Let's talk tonight. Put some comments in the chime. And like I said, I need you to also to follow me on YouTube as well. I can't see the responses on YouTube, but if you're on Facebook, I can see what you're saying right now. So, and I'll get to those ones that are left on the YouTube side. So listen to this song. Hey, son, I see my son is watching. Jay, love you, son. And I was just telling everybody, come on in, share the page and everything that I want to talk about the people in the community. The squeeze is real. I'm talking about the squeeze of the economy. the gas and what's going on with you. But listen to this song. Listen to the music to this song that I wrote back in, I want to say it was 2016. And I wrote it. I was driving the bus. It was 4:00 in the morning. I was on the bus and the music came to me and I had to keep humming it in my head till I got to the end of my bus line. And then I recorded it in my phone. And so I did that. And so I want you to check this out. Okay. I want you, tell me. All right, there you have it. That was something that I did back in the day. Like I said, it was 2016, and I was listening to the song, and I was listening to the music, and going through these pictures and where I was at that time in my life and stuff like that, and growing up as a kid and looking at that, and I said, man, I got a lot to be thankful for that God has kept me and brought me through. So there was some stuff, that I was just reflecting. Like I said, I took this time out for me. I wanted to make sure that I'm good and I'm in a good place. And so I had to take that mental wellness time out for me and just say, you know what? Let's take the time off and let's make this time special for you. So I was listening to my music and reflecting back, and people struggle with a lot of things in life, and they don't really realize what the mind can do to you. So I always say, in this time that we're living in, especially with what's going on in the economy, take some time out to heal. Take some time out to personally heal and make sure that you're okay. All right. So chime in tonight. Chime in and let's talk about this. Let's talk about where you are. Let's talk about how this whole economy thing is doing for you. So that's what I want to do. The squeeze, like I said, this squeeze is real, people. It's this time that we're living in, it is real. The economy, what's going on, the gas pump into the grocery aisles, the kitchen table, this is where we're getting the economy. It's hitting home. It's hitting everybody, the rising prices in our community. And what do we need to do? We need to pray together. We need to really, really, really pray and focus on yourself, because we've been through tough times like this before. but push two together. So, let's talk about where we are, the gas prices, the cost of housing. What's going on with the cost of housing in your community? Tell me about it. I want to know what's going on in your community. How has the cost of rent and the jobs not meeting the scale of all the prices that's going on? Because real transparency, my paycheck is like really feeling the pinch, and I'll share with some people that I'm trying to, really make this thing, happen. But it's, feeling the pinch. But I thank God for the strength and the resilience to want to do this. And that's my faith kicking in, because faith without any type of works, right, is dead. So that's what I want to say. So how has the rising gas prices directly changed your daily routines? From commuting to church, running errands, or going to work, has that changed you? To me, it seems like I'm watching my gas tank more than I'm watching the road. I'm paying more attention to that more than anything. I'm like, oh my God, I'm at three quarters of a tank already. I just filled up on yesterday, So these things are impacting us all. And I found myself now having to take a budget and I opened up an account, a separate checking account just for fuel, just to have a fuel card. So I did that, and I'm putting money in, and I'm watching, where I'm going now and running those errands and going to these different places. Hey, Natasha, thank you so much for watching. Andrell, I see you all. Thank you all. Chime in tonight. Let me know how this is affecting you as well. So here's what's going on from 2024 to 2025. The average American spent over $3,000 a year on gasoline and that was just for working, going to work, families, the car payment, all of this stuff. All of this stuff is starting to take effect. So you're spending $3,000 a year on gas. I'm curious to know, what are we paying now? How much is the gas cost in Columbus, Ohio? How much is the gas cost in New York? My son is watching. Natasha, how much is gas? How much is regular gas in there? We're at $3.49. I've seen $3.49, $3.59, $3.69. It didn't go anything higher than that. So what's going on in your neighborhood? What's the gas cost? Because the last time I was in Ohio, the gas was more than here in Texas. So has that changed? What about going to church? How many of y'all going to church now as much as you used to? Or are you just watching online? And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're on a budget. You got to watch what you're spending. Are you combining trips? Is anyone thinking about carpooling? Natasha, you're in Tennessee. Okay, it's $3.69. Yeah, that's about right. That's where we are, $3.69, depending on if you go to Kroger or something like that. So in Tennessee is $3.69. What's the gas cost in New York, my son? Jay, I'm asking, what's the gas cost? Anybody else watching? Throw it in the chat. What are you paying for gas? How's that helping? How's that hurting? Can you still fill your tank the same way you used to do it? Are you stretching the grocery budget? What about that? What's the grocery budget look like? Ooh-wee. Now, I know if I go shopping for myself and I'm spending, and I don't do this weekly, I wouldn't say I do it on maybe every other month, maybe. So every other month, if that, $200. And that's just the necessities. $200, I would say close to $200. Just the necessities. I'm talking about, the little things that we have to buy. And so I'm doing that. And I can't imagine a family. I can't imagine it. What you're spending for a family grocery shopping bill. So tonight, let's talk about that. Put the comments in. Tell me how the economy is hitting your household, and what are we going to do? And what is God doing? What is God doing? Right in the midst of all of this, right? We always say, God, do you hear us? What's going on in the middle of all of this? I want to let you know you're not alone. You are not alone. We have to embrace this thing together. We have to do this thing together. So I know we can. I know we'll be able to embrace this together. So don't feel that you're not It's just you. I don't want you to feel that. Okay. So remember that we can get through this together. The cost of groceries, housing, rent. What about the housing cost? What's the rent? What's your mortgage interest like? What's going up on that side? Are you paying more for interest on mortgage? Over 40% of renters are the majority of people. People are leaving home. Some people are just renting now. So I don't know. I don't know how it's affecting you, but I'm watching the market. But I know, for example, living in Texas it's a little bit cheaper to live. I've been looking at Georgia. Georgia's cheaper than Texas for anyone that's really looking at how you're going to spend retirement, because this is how I'm looking at it. How am I going to be able to spend retirement, and where is it going to be cost effective for me? So I have to take all of this into consideration, because rent is just as much as a mortgage payment. Honestly, I'll be transparent. Yeah, by the time I finish paying everything, about $1,900, one bedroom. So it's costly. It is definitely costly here. So I'm looking for your comments. What's going on in your neighborhood? What's going on with you? Are you doing okay with all of this? This is why I'm asking the community, because you are my community. Embrace the Community Podcast. You are my community. How are you doing? Are you doing auto insurance? Oh, Andrell. Yes, auto insurance keeps going up, and you want to know why? This is what I did some research on that, and because they're gonna say one thing, they're gonna lie to us and tell us one thing another. What it is that the more accidents we see, the more it's costing the insurance company. Those that are good drivers, the really good drivers, we're paying more. We are paying for all the people that have all of these accidents. We're doing it. We are paying for that. Yes. So it keeps going up and up and up, and it makes you not even want to drive. It makes you not even want to own a car, those things. Hey, John, how you doing, sir? Thank you for watching. Yes. So everything is going up and up and up, but it's pinching the entire family. It's pinching us, but we got to remember to pray and seek his face. We got to remember to do that and ask God how to help us in this time and crisis of need. Because I remember the word saying he will not leave us nor forsake us. So don't get worried or bent out of shape about it. But yes, the pinch is on, but don't you dare waver your faith. Keep your faith strong. But you got to talk to people. You got to talk this thing out with people. You got to have a community that you can talk to. Back in the day, how we used to lean on each other and depend on each other to help us out. Hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar? Remember those days? Don't be ashamed to do that. You got to do that. Ask somebody to help you out, because I told the Lord, I said, if I'm able to help somebody out, if I promise you, if a friend of mine called me up and say, hey man, I need a tank of gas, I'm buying them a tank of gas. I will do that. I will definitely do that, because I don't want to see anybody have to go through that. Some years ago, if I was, let me see, when was this? 2009, 2010. I never forget one time only had enough money to either buy some food or to put gas in my car to get to work. And I got some gas. I put gas in the car. And I remember I was driving bus at the time, and I was working as a bouncer in a club. And I was tired. I was really frustrated and tired. And I got up and I had a conversation with the Lord, and I said, I'm so tired of this shiggity that I'm dealing with, and I'll never forget it. I was angry. I was definitely angry in my talking to the Lord. I was angry. I said something. So don't judge me. Don't judge me if I'm just saying I did. I mean, because I was tired, so I get the tiredness. I wanted to scream, and I did. I think when I was talking about that, I screamed. That's what I wanted to do. The first thing I did, I screamed. That's what I did. That's how I felt myself being every morning. I was screaming every morning. Like, I couldn't take it no more. So this is what I was going through. But I got to say, to this day, God has kept me. He has kept me, from that. But when I think back over my life and look at the things that God has brought me through, I can truly say that I'm blessed, and I'm glad to be here. So, all right. So I'm asking you to chime in where you are and see what's going on in your community. But if not, you don't want to. I know the insurance. I know the cost of food, the cost of gas. We're going to be all right. Okay. We're going to be all right. Keep holding on. Keep reaching out. keep talking to people in your community, keep loving on yourself, and keep seeking that assistance, that help. There's nothing wrong with that. If you need the help, let somebody know that you do need the help. Yeah, it's tough out here, so don't be afraid and ashamed to do it. At the church today, we had over 30 boxes of food left over from the harvest giveaway, and there was meats in there and all types of food. And that's one thing the bishop said. He said, don't be ashamed if you feel that you have to go get a box of food, get that food, get that stuff. Pay attention to when you go into these stores and the Walmart and all of these stores like that. When you see at the end caps of the stores, they have all of these bags of rice and beans and all that stuff. Grab that. That's like at $1. Grab it. I used to do that before COVID when they had the hand sanitizer and all of that other stuff on sale, like for $1. I would grab all of that stuff, not knowing COVID was going to hit, but I had enough supplies so that when COVID hit, I had the supplies while other people were scrounging and trying to find the simple things of hand sanitizer, Lysol, and all of that stuff. So pay attention what's going on in your local food stores. When you see those sales on the end caps of the rice and the beans, make sure that your cupboards are full of those items, because that can sustain you longer than anything else can. Because I believe, this is just my belief, there's going to come a time when those things that we would see for $1 and $2 because of everything that's going on in the community, it's going to cost you more to get it. So get it while you can. So if you see it, get it. And even if you don't need it, get it for somebody else, because non-perishable items like the beans, dry bean cans, goods, and all that stuff will last longer in your home than anything else. So get that and put it in your cupboards. Get it in there, because you never know. You might have to feed a family. You might have to help somebody out. Keep your prayers for the TSA workers. My heart is going out for the TSA workers because, they got a tough job to do with no money, not getting paid for it. It's just sad to see that. And so I am deeply, my heart in prayer. There's nothing else. I pray for them. I pray for the military. My granddaughter that's serving in the military. Yes, she's safe back on stateside, but we are seeing military going out overseas. So continue to pray for the military. Continue to pray for these people. We don't know what's going to happen. Thank you, Andrell. You said, I'm not ashamed to say I went to church pantry this weekend. Yeah, absolutely. I do it. If I see it going on, I'm going, because there could be something in there that I need. But even like I said, even if it's not something that you don't need, get it for somebody else that might be in need. So there's nothing wrong with that. Getting those supplies and making sure that you have. Also, stock up on your water if you can. Stock up on your water if you can as well. But a lot of these things are going on in the economy. And I'm not trying to put any panic or insight, like I know something I don't. But we're talking about the squeeze that's in our communities, squeeze that's for everybody in the economy, in the gas. But I want to make sure that you're okay mentally. I want to make sure that you're doing good upstairs. All right. You have to be doing good up here before you can be doing good anywhere else. And like I said earlier in the show, when I first came on, if you got time to take some time off to just think. You don't have to go nowhere. Do a staycation. Take some time off for you, to clear your mind, to clear your heart, and just pray and enjoy the time off and get that exercise in and all of that good stuff. All right. So, like I said, pay attention to what's going on. Thank y'all for coming in. Those that are just now coming in, I mentioned earlier, please start following me on the YouTube channel. I need to get my YouTube followers up more and more and more. Please follow me on there. Thank you all for following this long. This is year 3 I'm going into with the Embrace It Community Podcast. And I try to keep it about you, because I love you, and I love you that are following me, and I appreciate you that are following me and need to hear something, because I try to say something that can help someone along the way. And I have done that, and I've gotten calls where people have said to me they were on the brink of suicide. And that touched my heart when I heard that. And but they said, I listened to your podcast, and thank you so much for sharing that. And what's that number again? And I kept telling them 988. So I say this all the time. That's why I talk about the suicide prevention, because everybody can't handle what you can handle. Everybody can't handle it, but they're not going to say nothing, because suicide is a silent killer. All right. So listen, thank you all for joining in tonight. I appreciate you all. And like I said, I was just showing some reflecting back with my grandbabies that I was doing this past week. And so, yeah, I was just taking care of me mentally. All right. So, yeah, let's see. I go every Monday to get and give away. I give it away weekly. Be there in the Monday first helping people. Yes. So people are helping people. Sister Smoots, she's talking about that she helps and she give away and help people that's in need of stuff. So help somebody. You never know what some people are dealing with. Make sure that you're there to help them. All right. So if you wanna continue to see this show coming on, follow the Embrace It Community Podcast on the YouTube channel. And then, like I said, up there in the upper corner, you can support. Scan the QR code if you want to support the Embrace It Community Podcast. Like I said, it's buymeacoffee.com/embrace it. $2 or buy me a cup of coffee. You can do it on a monthly subscription. I have family members that's supporting me monthly, and so, but it's up to you. I'm not begging you. God is good, so I'm just asking you. But these are ways that you can support. All right, and remember, like I said, I talk about this all the time. Suicide prevention. If you need to hear it, you need to hear it again. Take this number for somebody and share it with somebody as well. Make sure you do that, and then you can follow me on display here. Prayer request if you need it. There's a phone number there if you need prayer requests. Do me a chat. You don't have to say who you are. Just put it out there. I just want to make sure that you're okay. That's the main thing, because you are the people in my community, and I care about you all. So that's why I say I want to make sure that you're okay. But I hope you heard my song that I played. The song that I just love it, and I play it all the time, and I play it when I'm leaving and when I'm getting ready to end my day or coming on the show. This song, God gave me that song one time. It's about come on in, So listen, but thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining in to the Embrace It Community Podcast. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this is helping you or it has helped somebody else in the community, because it makes me feel good. Just let me know that I helped somebody. All right. So thank you all so much for watching. I try not to keep you no more than 30 minutes on here. But join me again next Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. If you are on the East Coast, you can watch it at 7 p.m. Thank you all for supporting the Embrace It Community Podcast. I'm seeing the comments. People grab me on Sunday mornings at my church and say, man, thank you so much for your show. Thank you. You're doing a great job. So I hope so. I hope I am helping somebody. But remember, this is what we do, right? This is what we do. We help people. We're supposed to be about the community, how to reach the masses of people, men of every word. I'm reaching everybody that I possibly can, whether I'm just sitting there listening to them and talking to them every day. So thank you all again for watching. Hey, have a blessed week. What I mean by a blessed week, the blessings come like this. You're blessed when you can wake up and you have the activities of your limbs. You're blessed when you can actually stand on your own and no one's helping you get out of bed. You're blessed that you're breathing on your own and you don't have a ventilator inside of you. So that's why I say have a blessed week. When you're able to wash yourself, you are in your right mind, you're able to do everything that you need to do for yourself. So when you see those blessings every morning, don't forget to give God thanks and make sure that you say, the day is going to be a peaceful day. So those are the blessings that we say when people say, have a blessed week, have a blessed day. That's what I'm really saying when I'm saying to you, have a blessed tomorrow. And if you're blessed to wake up and do what you're doing today, tomorrow, that's another opportunity to give God thanks and to give God praise. All right. Love y'all. That's because I love me. Have a great
Thank you for listening to Embrace It, the community podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Follow the community podcast page on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Please like and share the podcast with your community circle.